Hey everyone, it's Jason Pannone, Head of Reference and Cultural Assets Manager here at the East Hartford Public Library. Today I am going to be in a slightly different position than I normally am. Instead of doing my history or reference related functions, I'm actually going to do a little bit of creative stuff with you. And we're going to show you how to make an accordion-fold book. This is kind of neat. It's inspired by something I saw last year on a family trip to North Carolina and to the Blue Ridge Parkway. During our visit, we stopped at the Southern Folkways Art Center, where they have lots of stuff about folk art from the Carolinas and Appalachia, and some contemporary folk art, which I thought was really cool. And one of the books that I saw in the gift shop was this nifty little book called, here we go, Making Handmade Books. Whoops, there we go. This is by Elisa Golden. Now, some of these projects in here are super simple. Some of them are fairly complicated. And if you really want to do something fancy schmancy and artistic, you can. But you don't need to buy all the fancy bindings and the paper and the glue and everything else she recommends. This is a very simple book that can be made very easily just using whatever paper you have on hand. I've got some printer paper here, 8.5 by 11, pair of scissors, some glue, whichever glue you have on hand. This is what we have on hand here at the library, and this in no way, shape, or form is an endorsement of Elmer's or any related products. A ruler and a pencil. That's all you need to make these books. And now you're probably saying to me, well, Jason, what is an accordion-fold book? And I will say, I'm very glad you asked. So, accordion-fold books are basically what you see here. So you see I made one. It's covered with cardstock, but it basically looks like an accordion. And you can decorate it on one side like I've done here. You can do both sides. You can put photos. You can put text. You can put art. Whatever you want. You can write stories on them. At the time of this recording, we have an exhibit at the library of local artist Pete Wachowski, and he is exhibiting some of his accordion-fold books that he illustrates and writes stories to his grandkids with. Now, what I've done is I took pictures from that trip to North Carolina, printed them off, and then I just made up a story about them, and about going through the woods and meeting up with the Lord of the Valley and his elk herds and the great vistas we saw, and then the Biltmore Mansion, calling it the Castle of the Mountain King. You can really have fun with it, and like I said, you can use whatever you want. This is cardstock and construction paper cut down. This one right here is full-size construction paper. I haven't done anything with it yet. And I've got one more that I'm going to pull out right now. This is 8.5 by 14 paper. And you see it makes a slightly longer book. But you can use whatever paper you have on hand or whatever you want. No need to get crazy with it. So with that out of the way, I am going to show you what to do. So first off, I am going to grab a sheet of printer paper, and if my fingers will let me do it, we'll definitely do that. All right, here we go. So let me open to my instructions so that I do this correctly. What I will do, just to make a smaller one, right now, I will show you what to do. So what you're going to do is go ahead and measure 5 inches on one side, and then measure 5 inches on the other side. Draw a line across, just like that. And then go ahead and cut paper down, like that. It just makes it a nice little neat side, and then you've got a piece of scrap paper you can use for note-taking, if you want to make your own bookmark, something like that. Don't waste the paper. And then you're going to do the same thing on the second sheet of paper, because you want 2 papers of the same size. So go ahead again, measure off 5 inches, measure off 5 inches, and do that. I kind of like these smaller books, but there's no reason you can't use a full-size sheet of paper if you don't feel like going through this step. These books are really whatever you want to make of them, so go ahead and cut it to whatever size you want. And then go ahead and cut that off. So now you've got 2 sheets of paper, roughly equal size. Voila. All right. So now what you're going to do is take 1 sheet of paper and hold it like that. So you've got it the long way this way and the short end up and down. What you're going to do again is you're going to take another cut. You're going to measure 1 inch. Oop, let me get up here so you can actually see it. 1 inch and 1 inch. Measure that down. My not quite so accurate cuts. And there you go. So this one is going to be your short one. So let's put that aside for a moment. I'm going to take the other sheet, and what you're going to do is again mark off 1 inch. Just like that. And then just draw a very faint line here because we don't want this to show so much. Oops. That's why we do these things in pencil. Make sure I measured it again. Oh, no, I am way, way off here. Woohoo! Good catch, me. All right. So, there we go. And you can see, even the best of us, it happens, you make mistakes. That's why we do this in pencil. And you can erase this line right here. So now, what you're going to do is you see this line right here, you are going to fold 1 inch parallel to the shorter side. So basically, you're going to take it and fold it just like that. And you're not going to do anything else with it for the moment. So now you're going to take this sheet, you're going to fold it in half, just like that. Then you're going to take one end and fold it back toward the fold. And this is where I messed up the first time I tried to do this video. You're going to take the other end and fold that back. You actually want this fold to be like that, because what you want to have is turn over. You should have a valley, you should have a mountain, you should have another valley, and then you have a mountain. Now you're going to take the shorter piece of paper, and we're going to do something similar. We're going to fold that like that, fold it in half, the long way. You're going to fold it back, and then you're going to fold it back. So now again, you should have mountain, valley, mountain. Oops, backwards. I'm sorry. You should have valley, mountain, valley, not the other way around. I will actually write these instructions up and I will stick them in the video, so it's a lot simpler to do. And you don't have to rely on my goofiness. So there you go. So you have this tab now on this sheet, right here, the little tab here. And you are going to turn the paper this way. And you're going to stick a little bit of glue on there, not too much. And then you're going to put this end of the paper down. Whoops, that didn't go very well. That's all right. We are not professionals here. So thankfully it had not set so that I could redo it. There we go. Now we're cooking with Wesson. So there you go. That is your book. Just like that. You just let it dry for a little bit. Once the glue is dry, if you want to add a cover using, I don't know, cardboard, cardstock, wood, whatever you want, you can. You can decorate it however you want to decorate it, put whatever you want in it, but it's pretty simple and straightforward. So, like I said, you can make little photo albums like I did and make a story out of it. I did one for my wife last year, this past Valentine's Day, which was kind of cool. So the sky is really your limit. So I hope you enjoy that. There you go. So we'll see you next time. And until then, practice safe social distancing, wear your masks, wash your hands often, and be safe. Have a great day. Bye.